the humble one who knows nothing, back with another message. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how we got lost in translation. How being lost in translation took away our senses and our common sense and stripped us away from reality. Because we see it, but we rather read and talk than see, observe, and talk. And talk about what we see, we rather talk about what we read without no full understanding. And first we must go back to the beginnings of time, and we must understand language, spelling, communication, whatever you want to put it, has all changed over time, and we can see this with our eyes. We can see how we come from expressing ourselves through sign language, pictures, hieroglyphics, all of that. And we see how language and words wasn't really spelling. It was more of a picture, and one letter consists of symbols, but it could have meant different things. And we must grasp that as time go on, names change and the meaning of names change. Meaning the life stays the same, but how people describe the life changes. Which leads us to being lost in translation because we don't really have an understanding of life. And this is a perfect example. We fight over names like Jesus is a perfect example. We know Jesus is a translated Greek English name of a real person. So now we have smart people thinking that, oh, we understand that Jesus is not his real name, so that means this person is not real. People who believe his name is Jesus. And this is where we draw the line between knowledge and understanding, because knowledge and understanding is two different things. We are being lost in translation thinking we know a thing. It is really confusing people when we speak because we don't know what we're talking about. We're confusing people and we're causing more division and have us bickering the same thing they want us to do, which is the same reason why English was specifically created. Just like how they change every language. That's how they trick and confuse people. So we must understand that. So when we're dealing with the letter J, we know that it wasn't around. We know that wasn't his real name. But here's where we get stripped from reality. Okay, that may be true, but people call me all different types of nicknames, abbreviating from my name. So you have people calling me different abbreviations of my name. So does that mean I'm not a real person? Or maybe we should come to the conclusion that, okay, they lied about the real Messiah. So maybe we should try to find his real teachings. Because if they lied about him, they lied about his teachings. And the teachings and the message is way more important than the person. We spend time fighting over the person instead of understanding the message. At the end of the day, the Messiah's message was still clear and still the same. They just hid it from us, but it's there. And there's hidden gospels that they hid on purpose for later generations to find for that exact same reason. Because people back then had knowledge and they were smart and they already knew what they were up against. They knew that people in the future were going to try to alter and text. If you read any text that you believe in, it tells you, many will come in my name pretending to be me. Y'all read stuff with a literal physical mindset. You're not thinking truth. You're not thinking reality. That's like me. What I teach and what I try to get people to understand. I don't care if you like me, dislike me, none of that. I don't care if you don't like me personally, long as you understand my message. That's what I care about. When I die from this existence, I want to leave my messages to people so they can understand, so they won't be lost in translation and they won't be lost in the dumbness. And that's the moral of the story. So you talk about the Messiah, but you're not thinking on his level of understanding, which most wasn't in his time. And that's the same reason why he was hated. People hate the truth and people hate being out of their reality. Or should I say perception of what they think to be true. And that's the thing. We got to be humble because you could be wrong. At the end of the day, you're not thinking on a person's level of understanding. Let's be real. At a person of the Messiah's intelligence, of his level of intelligence, and the people who grasp the messages that he's sending, and the ones who rely on the message, don't you think that they would be smart enough to know that in the future that their messages would be altered because they already go through it, they already hate it, and nothing in time gets better, it gets worse. As we can see, humans are devolving, not evolving. So you don't think a person with a highly level of intelligence knew that? So do you think that every gospel and everything that they had was written for the public, or they had things locked away for when the future generations come, they will find it and they will understand? There's a lot of hidden gospels that we're not aware of, but we're reading just one thing thinking we have a level of understanding when that's not the case. This is how lost we become. We think that, oh, since this text is written in a more a better language and this is the original text, oh, this must be correct. Anything written on text can be altered. It doesn't matter what it is. And what we must come to realize in those times, the Messiah was not preaching from a book. Everything that they passed down was from word of mouth. So if you want to be technical, his teachings is not written down where the general public can get access fully. They're hidden, and the hidden texts are the ones that we are demonizing. So let's get to the point of level of understanding. When the Bible, when you read whatever text you're reading, and it says this, it says, woe to those who call good evil and evil good. We rather believe the lying pen of the scribes, meaning any text, over what somebody is telling you, what you can see, telling you what you can grasp with your own eyes. When somebody says study the life, that means exactly that. The earth didn't change. Plants still grow, the sun still shine, stars still in the sky, the moon still come out at night. The process of earth didn't change. Everything still flows. Only translation and man and traditions change over time. So what do you think is happening as time goes on? Your brain is getting picked at. And we're getting tricked. And we're getting manipulated. Just like another perfect example. Sperm, consciousness, spirit, soul. It's the same thing. So I may refer to consciousness one time, refer to the soul one time, say spirit one time, different words, but they're the same thing. This is how we get lost in translation. There's a lot of things with these religious texts. If you actually study, see, that's the point. We don't know how to study. We just know how to read and memorize. We don't know how to study. We don't know the deepness behind words. We don't understand the deepness, and we don't understand context. We don't know the proper way on how to study, how to look up things, how to look up words, where they come from, this and that. Like I say, words change over time. We might be reading something now, but back then it meant something totally different. That's what I mean by being lost in translation. And we don't understand the life. Because if we understand the life, then we will understand what we read. Just like Adam and Eve. If we understood life, we will understand Adam is the atom, A-T-O-M, and Eve represents evolution, which is the cell, the sperm, coming in, aka the consciousness, aka the soul, being contracted at conception when it hits the egg. We all come from sperm cells to the woman, into the womb. So when we read stories like that, we can apply our intelligence. This is what they're really trying to tell us. They're trying to make us dumb. And if we actually read things literal, we make us dumb. We don't know nothing. We've been totally lost and misguided from the life. And that's the whole point. We are being lost in translation. The Messiah himself even said he spoke in parables. So that alone right there should tell you everything should not be taken literal. And everything has a deeper meaning. So, and everything requires thought. So the questions you should ask yourself is, why did he speak in parables? Because like any wise one knows, we understand the life and we understand the world we live in. And we understand the source. And the only way to get connected to the source is to understand ourselves. The Bible, whatever religious text you believe in, it tells you the kingdom of heaven is inside of you. What is that saying? But we have movements like New Age that's brainwashing people, adding doctrines and adding all of that stuff and mixing it up and keeping people from the truth. But why do you think he spoke in parables? Because as a wise man know, they know that the world we live in is a lie. Look what's powered by the world. Money makes the world go around. Money is fake. So we already living in a lie. Nothing we buy with money is real anyways. We can't buy anything real with money. Think about it. The food we buy is not even real. The only way to get 100% real food is to grow it yourself. Grow it on your own. Even organic, that's not 100% real because it still took a process to get to the supermarket or to get into someone's hands. The only way that food is real is if you're buying it from the source, buying it from a farm or whatever natural place that they grow real food. So money is fake, and that's what makes the world go around. So we already living in a fake society. So that right there lets us know he already knew. Like I said, when we're speaking of the Messiah, we must really get to a level of understanding. We must really understand on his level, or try to understand on his level of logic. He knew that we're living in a fake world. Whether back then money wasn't around or not, it's still the same, just in a different way. There's nothing new under the sun. He already knew it was going to get worse. He even prophesied, when I die, things are going to get worse. And not necessarily because it's him, that's just the way the world is and the reality that we live in. We're not understanding the reality that we live in. We think earth is entitled to us when we are the poison of the earth. We are the beast. The flesh is the beast. But that's some other deep stuff. But the point is, we go to his level of understanding, then we will know he spoke things. He warned us and he told us the truth lies within you. Why do you think? Because it's not in the world. You won't find it in the world. You won't find it from man. Because man is even lost themselves. Like I said earlier, plants still grow. The sun shines. The moon still comes out. The trees still give us oxygen. Nothing of the earth changes when it comes to how it operates. Only thing that changes about earth is the seasons. Even the days don't change. It's just night and day. All the other stuff is man-made. Time is man-made. So we already living in a lie. We already living in an illusion. And that right there holds common sense. So it's best that we don't get lost in translation. And we must understand why English and why spelling and why all of this stuff came about and why things always change. Is to confuse. Like I said, what the sun meant to them in the ancient days, they knew, they had knowledge. They understood the sun is an atom, it's a living thing. Now we look at everything as objects. So when I say life lives within life, people are confused and they don't understand. This is how lost we became. We are devolving, not evolving. So when we talk about the past, we must get to their level of understanding. This is why we're being lost in translation, because we look at things from our aspect, our perspective. We don't even know the right ways, the proper ways to study. We think studying is memorizing. We have people who can memorize and quote scriptures all day long, but they don't know what they're saying. They don't know what they're talking about. And this is why it's important. So, to all the people who lost in translation, and this video is specifically talking about grammar, the ones who say Jesus is not real, Okay, focus on the teachings, not the person. At the end of the day, this character is based on a real person. Who's to say that you grasp more than the other? You know Jesus' real name, but do you really know what he really stood about? Or you know what you're reading in a book? One book, when it's plethora of information that they hid from us. And just like the Messiah and his real followers, they were wise. They had a level of understanding. They knew that we are living in this fake world, this fake society. So already know they hate the truth. And what I stand for is truth. They don't want to confuse people. They have people thinking God has jealous and fleshly ways. Like, people are lost to understanding what God is. So you have his teachings helps you understand the Father. And his teachings was truth. People don't like to know truth. They rather be conformed to a lie and think they know everything. They're under a spelling words. They read something, but they don't understand how powerful words are. They don't understand why spelling and words came about in the first place. Lost in translation, how we go from things being pictures to words. In spelling, it's the first four letters, SPELL, 5 letters. Spell, you cast a spell with words, and it's deeper than what we think. But this video is just to be, just give a few points on the Messiah and the letter J and all this other stuff that people are taking and running with without no real understanding, not missing the point. Worshiping the name is idol worship. It's cool to understand the real name, but are you understanding the teachings? Because the teachings is what's leading you to the source. The teachers are not supposed to be worshipped or put on a higher pedestal than anyone, because we're all the same. And if the Messiah's real teachings even told us this, the teacher is supposed to lead us, supposed to guide us to the source. The humble one who knows nothing, don't get lost in translation. Understand the bigger picture. And this just might be a part 1, because it's deeper than just this. I just wanted to focus on the aspect of the letter J and just get an understanding of things in life, and nothing new is under the sun, and the whole purpose behind why we're here in the first place, to understand, which is why it's a battle for our mind. So with that being said, I'm out. One love.